Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Faciano. Today is Wednesday. It's another segment of my Sip It or Skip It episode. If you're not familiar with what's going on, I have all of my whiskeys randomized on my phone. I'm going to spin the wheel. Whatever it selects, I'm going to pull it off the shelf, do a quick review, let you know if I'm going to keep sipping on the bottle until it's gone and replace it because I like it. Or once the bottle's gone, if I don't like it, I'm going to skip buying it and move on to something else. And I just realized that whole thing, there was something floating around in front of me that I wanted to get rid of. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we are reviewing today. Oh, I'll go right here. Not a whole lot of sound today. Looks like we are doing Calumet 10. Boy, I tell you what, I haven't had Calumet 10 in quite a long time. This video is actually slated to come out on Wednesday, March 5th, is it? Yeah, Wednesday, March 5th. I'm actually going in tomorrow for surgery. Actually, not tomorrow. I'm going in after this video is published. I'm going in for surgery. I've had a couple of spots living in Arizona. You get these sunspots. I have a big old scar right now, or big old sutures right here. I've got a couple on my back that need to be removed. So, public service announcement, don't skip your yearly skin exams. Make sure you're getting yourself checked out. And I needed to batch shoot the first 2 weeks because I don't know how long I'm going to be out as far as drinking alcohol goes. And I just wanted to batch shoot the first 2 weeks of March. I have a March giveaway happening. The rules to the giveaway are in the description below. All right, with all that out of the way, let me go ahead and grab the bottle. All right, so we got the Calumet 10. I do believe Calumet was one of the very first Friday flight fights that I did, or very close to the first ones that I've done. And I don't think Calumet 10 did all that great. If you're interested to see how all of the Calumets, the 10, the 14, 15, and 16 did, you can go back through the history of the channel and go ahead and take a look at that. So this is coming across right now very, very sweet. It's not as dark as I thought it was originally compared to the others. Ooh, yeah, that doesn't have it has a weird acetone note. $69.99 and it's 100 proof. It's not bottled in bond. So anyway, all of the information for this bottle is right here. Along with my Sip It or Skip It tallies up to this point, I switched up the document and I included all of the scores of all the whiskeys in the individual types, along with the Sip It or Skip It category next to it. So it's just one document that includes both. So let's go ahead and get this thing on the nose. It's a very faint alcoholic cherry. So it's an acetone cherry note. I wouldn't say that it's medicinal. It just smells like acetone along with a cherry note. A little bit of vanilla, a little bit of oak. Not that impressive on the nose. All right, let's go ahead and get it on the palate. All right, on the palate, it's a little bit different. On the palate, 100 proof. That's a good proof point. Good amount of cherry, and it's a sweet cherry. Good vanilla, good oak. That acetone note that I have on the nose is not coming through on the palate. And on that back end, there's a little bit of a peppery note. Not a lot of spice, but a little bit of pepper just to give it a little bit more depth. Better than I thought it was, but not fantastic by any means. So that was my first sip. Let's go ahead and get a second sip in, see if anything changes, give you a little bit of an idea of the finish, and then we'll move on to whether this is a sip or a skip. All right, on that nosing, there's a little bit more spice coming through. The vanilla is still there. The acetone and cherry notes, and those come across to me as separate notes. I get acetone and then I get cherry, which makes me think that this is not a very cohesive bourbon. Those flavors are pretty much separated and they're not coming together as one individual note as an alcohol cherry. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Second sip, let's get this thing down. Second sip, the oak or the tannin is now turning a little bit bitter mid-palate and underneath the tongue. That second sip is also providing a little bit more spice. The cherry note is there, and again, it's separate from the acetone. I don't get the acetone on the palate like I did the nose. I'm sticking with that proof point. I think 100 is really good. And overall, I gotta say, it is a pretty good balance of sweet and spice. But again, the cohesiveness of this it's a separate sweet from a spice, and it doesn't meld very well. And that melding is kind of what I am looking for to make it a little bit more of a complex, more complete, well put together bourbon. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad for any specific reason, but it's also not very memorable. So, is this going to be a sip or a skip? Well, if I'm looking to have a Calumet, this is a pretty good price at just about $70. I think the 10-year-old also offers a good amount of oak, but when you put everything together, I think I would rather reach for the 15 and pay a little bit more. So if you haven't guessed it by this point, this is going to be a skip for me. I'd be curious to see where you think this lands in the lineup of all of the Calumets. Is this one that you like? Do you like the price point? Do you like the proofs compared to the others? And if you had to reach for one, which one would you actually go for? Or do you just skip the entire Calumet series altogether? All right, that is all I have for you today. So wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. Remember, make sure you get your skin checked every year. And until the next time, we'll talk to everybody later. Bye.